Everyone. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about, I suppose, the topic of self-compassion. This is something that comes up a lot in the work that I do with people, but it also was something that was very alive for me this week. So because it was quite alive and it was really in the forefront of my mind, I wanted to share my experience with you and the tips that I often suggest with people I work with. But also that I noticed that I was using myself, which is always a good thing to walk the walk. So what I noticed this week was, I'll explain to you what happened. We had as a home, we had a long night. We had a night of kind of a lot of broken sleep, myself and the kids. So we all woke up a little bit cranky, shall we say, a little bit just edgy, impatient, the heat had us all a little bit kind of off. And what I noticed was that I was really parenting in a very reactive way. I was really getting impatient with my little girl. I was like feeling pressure for us to get up, get out the door, get to her preschool. And, when I stopped and just took a breath, I realized this is not how I want to be acting. This is not how I want to be talking to her, and this does not feel good. And what I noticed was my response to that, how I responded to when I wasn't in one of my finer moments, shall we say, when I wasn't the mom that I wanted to be, how I responded to that. How I responded to it was what I describe as using my friendly voice. So how I was talking to myself, how I was treating myself when I didn't act in a way that I was very pleased with, when I wasn't the mom that I wanted to be. And what I was using was, I call the friendly voice, as opposed to the critical voice. Now, what is a friendly voice and a critical voice, you might ask? Well, really, it's just that inner chatter. It's how we talk to ourselves. It's that inner kind of dialogue that we have with ourselves. So how would you know the difference between the two? Okay, well, the critical voice is going to be the one that's harsh and mean and judgmental and focuses on all of your failures, everything that you lack, how you're just not good enough, yeah? So it's going to, if the critical voice for me would have been like, oh my God, what a horrible mother you are. I can't believe you spoke to her like that. You shouldn't even be a mother. You're just a terrible person, okay? So that would have been sounded something like the critical voice. The friendly voice then would sound something like, well, it's going to be the voice that's kind, it's going to be the voice that's understanding, that's encouraging, that is forgiving, yeah? So the friendly voice for me that day sounded like, okay, look, you're really tired, yeah? You didn't have any sleep, you're running on empty, look, you're doing your best. Let's try again. You've fallen flat on your face, okay? But come on, you can start over. You can try again. So the friendly voice creates an opportunity to try again. It creates a chance to grow and to learn and to do a technique which I call the do-over. Yeah. This is something that I often use, not just with myself, but a lot of the time with my daughter when we get into a little bit of loggerheads and a little bit of conflict. It's what I describe as, it's almost like having a remote control. So you get to stop. Okay, well, firstly, you're seeing something that you don't like. Yeah, you're acting in a way that is just not good. So you stop, you rewind, and you get to replay. And you get to replay it in the way that you want to act, or you want to feel, or the way you'd like it to go. So you get to do a do-over. Yeah, you get to start again. So the other day when this happened to me, what I said to my daughter was, "Hey, look, I'm a bit cranky. Yeah, can I start over? Can I try again?" Or sometimes I'd say to her, if she's had some big emotions, maybe she's had a bit of a tantrum, there's some kicking and whatever it might be. I say to her, hey, will we try again? You want to start over? So it's modeling that self-compassion. Yeah, it's being that kind, understanding, fair person to ourselves. Yeah. So it's using that fair, friendly voice rather than that critical voice. So why should we use this? Yeah. Let's look at the benefits of it. Okay. Well, firstly, the benefits are, well, I suppose first of all, it's going to build your self-esteem. Okay, because if I'm talking to myself in that critical voice, you're no good, you're always doing this, you fail as a mother, whatever it might be, I'm going to be riddled with shame, with guilt, with, just feeling awful about myself. Whereas, when I talk to myself in a way that says, hey, look, you're having a bad day. You didn't get to sleep much. You're hungry. You've had a lot on with work, whatever it might be. You're doing your best. Come on, you can try better. You can do it again. It's gonna make, I'm gonna feel better about myself. So it's gonna build me up. Yeah. So what it starts to do then is it can actually improve relationships, because remember, when we feel better inside ourselves, we often act better with others. Yeah. So for example, if I was feeling really guilty and really low in myself, I might have continued that vicious cycle of feeling impatient, feeling angry, and then reacted that way, and just this vicious cycle. So I feel bad, I act bad, I feel bad for acting bad, and it's just going round and round and round. Whereas if I stop that and I actually start to use my friendly voice and be kind to myself, I start to feel a bit better about myself. And when I feel better, I feel more compassionate, I say, okay, come on, try again. Then I try better, I try do a better go at it again. And then I feel better for trying and for trying better. So again, it's a positive cycle. So as I said, it can actually improve your relationships because you start to act in a more positive way because you're feeling better on the inside. Yeah. So the other thing that I suppose you can do, if it's in relation to your kids, but also in terms of your other relationships, is that we start to model self-compassion and forgiveness, and start to help others around us to do the same. So that's just an example of how we can start to kind of develop some self-compassion, and it's just a small tip, on how to look at that. But if this is something you're struggling with, like I'd love to know in the comments or the videos, like, how is self-compassion in your life? Is it the friendly voice you're using? Is it the critical voice? And they're just words I'm using: friendly, critical. You can name it whatever you want. It's whatever resonates with you, whatever helps you to catch it, as I call it, the 3 C's: catch it, challenge it, and change it. So catch that critical voice, or whatever you want to call it. Challenge it. Okay, is this really helping me? Is this getting me where I want to go? Is this helping me to feel better and do better? No. Okay, then 3, change it. Right, what do I got to do to improve this? Try the friendly voice, try again, give yourself another chance. So how are you getting on in your life? Let me know. And maybe this is an issue that you're struggling with and you might need some more help with. Please do get in contact and let me know if you feel I might be able to help you somehow. Okay, bye-bye.